What's up, world? This is Timeless Living. This is my top 5 most vicious characters in the Game of Thrones television show. These are characters who have harmed people just for pure enjoyment or for their own personal benefits. I have to admit, this was actually a very tough list to do, but let's get to it. At the 5th spot, I have a tie between Tywin Lannister and Walder Frey. There's nothing more vicious than killing a pregnant woman, and to make it worse, in a wedding ceremony. And that's what Lord of the Crossing and the head of the Lannisters did. Walder Frey decided to betray his king Robb Stark, his pregnant wife, his mother, and his companions at the Red Wedding. This is one of the most vicious and shocking moments in television history. The guy did it just because Robb Stark broke his promise to marry his daughter. That's it. It's not like Robb harmed him in any way. He was just salty and decided to kill them all. Lord Frey viciously demonstrated that if insulted, he will destroy the lives of everyone around him out of sheer spite, even if it cost him a wife. However, this did end up to be his doom to Arya Stark, the sister of Robb Stark, who administered the finishing blow on Lord Frey. What a great moment it was. Tywin, on the other hand, is no angel either. His ruthless destruction of House of Frey is immortalized, which is added to the fear of the Lannisters' name. At the 4th spot, I have Peter Baelish, Mr. Littlefinger himself. Where can I start with this guy? Baelish is the kind of man who knows a little too much about too many people and uses his information in a calculated way to benefit himself. He only wants one thing, and that's the Iron Throne, and he is willing to do anything to anyone in order to achieve this goal. He has betrayed so many people, namely Ned Stark, Joffrey, Sansa, and even his true love, Catelyn Stark, just for his desire to rule. He is smart, obsessive, and careful with the vicious games he plays on others, while he gets others to do the majority of his dirty work. Baelish has shown himself to be more capable of killing with his own 2 hands as well, having seduced Lysa Arryn before throwing her out of the moon door to her death. At the 3rd spot, I have Cersei Lannister. The Queen of King's Island is one of the most vicious characters in television, period. To quote her, when you play the Game of Thrones, you play to win or to die. There's no middle ground. She's brutal, selfish, unforgiving, and ego-driven, even more than her father Tywin Lannister. Cersei claims to love her children more than anything, but we all see that it is her thirst for power that really drives her. She has killed her late husband and king, Robert Baratheon, in order to keep her secret of incest. She also helped with plotting and killing of Ned Stark. In addition, she tried multiple times to harm her own brother Tyrion just because she doesn't like the fact that he's a dwarf. The Mad Queen blew up the Sept of Baelor, killing many people, and the Queen of King's Landing just because of a fear of humiliation. There is nothing that Cersei will not do in order to keep the Iron Throne, which makes her one of the most vicious characters in the Game of Thrones. At the 2nd spot, I have Joffrey Baratheon, son of Cersei and Jaime Lannister. The late King Joffrey is the most spoiled and brutal characters in Game of Thrones. The thing that makes him worse than other characters is his love for torturing people. Joffrey did not need a reason to harm someone. He simply did it just because he could. His arrogance and ignorance made him rule with fear, which resulted to his doom. Joffrey tortured Sansa, his future queen, just for enjoyment and killed her father while she begged for his life. He also killed all of his so-called father's bastard kids, all because he feared that they were the true heir to his Iron Throne. Joffrey murdered people for so much as looking at him sideways. He was truly sick. He even shot his crossbow at prostitutes just because he wanted to. There is nothing Joffrey wouldn't do to show his power. He even threatened to harm his mother when she slapped him in the face.
What you just did is punishable by death. You will never do it again. Never.
With all that said, Joffrey's poisoning death at his wedding was truly a great moment to watch. And the number 1 most vicious character in the Game of Thrones is Ramsay Bolton, the bastard of the House Bolton. Hands down, Ramsay is the most vicious character on the Game of Thrones television show. Better yet, television history. Ramsay was truly mentally sick. Harming people was entertainment to his boring life. Not only did he torture his enemies, but he also killed his own father and half-brother in order to rise as the King of the North. The guy destroyed Theon mentally and physically. He cut the guy's dick off and sent it to his father like, here you go, motherfucker. I dare you to do something about it. If that's not vicious, I don't know what is. He raped a young Sansa just for the fun of it and fed his stepmom and half-brother to his hungry dogs. Ramsay seemed to enjoy hurting people more than anything else, and his thirst for power and recognition made him the most vicious character. But we all know if you live by the sword, you will definitely die by the sword, and that's exactly what happened to Ramsay. Thanks world for listening to the video. Tell me what you did or did not like about the video. Do you agree with my collection list? Do you think that Ramsay is by far the greatest, most vicious character of all time, or just in the Game of Thrones? Comment below. I want to hear. I want this argument to go on. This is a comment section. Let's do this, baby. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Make sure you hit this video with the biggest like you can hit it with. Timeless living. We do this all day, every day. It's a lifestyle, baby. I'm out.